Good morning, everyone. This is Ida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my messy countertop. Today I want to, before I do that, if you are not 18 years or older, this video content is not intended for you. Today I want to share, I shared the Griffin flower cart. Let me grab it real quick. I did share it already in a haul, and that is this box right here, and it is the Griffin Finishing School Flower Cart Craft Box. And a friend of mine shared a picture with me where someone had turned it into a 3D, I think it was on Anna Griffin's blog, actually. And they turned it into a 3D flower cart. So I thought I would try my hand at it. And I did create one for those of you who are not familiar with the kit. It comes with all the embellishments for it. It comes with card panels. It comes with matte foil paper. It comes with the sentiments. It comes with envelopes. Because you're supposed to make a flat card with it. And it also comes with the die set. So that's the important part, the die set, because once you finish using all the embellishments in here, you still have the die to continue to use it and create with it. So that is what the intention of that is, that after you're done using all the products, you can still keep creating because you have the die. So I wanted to create a 3D flower cart, and I did. Look at how gorgeous this is. I haven't had it on display. Let me move this because I want to take a picture of it. To create the cart, I did have to cut several layers of the actual cart, because if you don't do that, I got glue webs. If you don't, then your cart is going to be very flimsy. So I think this is like 4 layers on each side. So I had to cut 8 of them all together. And then I had to cut the top portion up here again, because I wanted it to be gold. So I wanted to have a decorative color and also the wheel. So I had to cut it quite a bit in order to create this cart. If you like die cutting, then this is for you. I don't personally care too much for die cutting, but every once in a while I do like to create 3D projects. So that's what I did here. I did embellish with the garland that, not the garland, the flower pots that are in the embellishment box, and also the garland up here. And then this little water can right here is also part of the embellishment in the kits. And so is this little bee right here, and the pot down here as well. For the gold one over here, it's actually a die that's in that kit, so it is included. And then I had little small petal flowers in a container that were real tiny. I mean, they're probably about 1/4 of an inch. They're tiny. And I just kind of topped the top part of the flower pot with the colored flowers to make it look like the pot was gold, but the flowers were, you know, the orange and the red and the corals, everything going on here. The last layer that I put on here, other than the metallic gold foil, is a cream or an ivory. I think it's an ivory off-white color, ivory color. I'm sorry. It's an ivory pearl paper. That's what I did for the last layer, because I wanted it to look, I wanted it to be white, but I didn't want it to be matte. I wanted it to have that pearl sheen to it. At the bottom right here, I did add some little bling gems that I had that kind of looked like screws. So that's what I used there. And then this sentiment was in the kit as well. It says, if you were a flower, I'd pick you. Here's another little butterfly. The top, the canopy, that is not in the kit. I had to create that myself, and I will explain to you how I did it. And maybe hopefully show you something and explain it a little bit better. That way you'll understand, or maybe do a tutorial. But I'm kind of limited because I actually free-handed that. It kind of just, you know, it's not even straight, to be honest, because I didn't have a die. Anyway, I'll share with you how I did that. So I added the paper here, And then I didn't like where it didn't look finished right here where you put the two sides together on the dome. So I use the die from the little border strip from the diorama box, diorama class die. Because it was so narrow, I was able to use it as a trim to cover up those raw edges so it would look finished. And there's the back. If you look real closely, this is not really as straight as it should be because, like I said, I freehanded that. So I recommend that if you have an arched die set, that's the way to go. So my box, flower cart, I made a box for the base, and it is 3/4 of an inch high, the sides, and the width is 3 inches. The length going this way is, I believe, 4 inches. Let me check to make sure. Yep, it's 4 inches. So it's 4 inches long, 3 inches wide, and it's 3/4 of an inch deep or high as far as the deep. I'm going to call it deep. So it's 3/4 of an inch deep. And the other side looks just as nice. The only thing I don't like is that when you cut, and we have to use the reverse because Anna didn't give us a left or a right. You only get one die. And what you do is, if I needed this side to be gold, I would actually be cutting on the white portion, so the gold would be at the bottom. And if you have scratches on your plate, that's going to transfer. I don't care how many pieces of paper you put on there. I've never had any luck with it. By putting like computer paper on top, it might eliminate a little bit, but you really don't get it that smooth. I mean, without any of these lines. Even on this pearl color, there's still scratches on there. Right here is the opposite, the flower pot that's on the other side, and here's the garland. The again, I cut the bottom portion in gold, and then this top portion in gold as well, to kind of just as a decorative element. This little garland came from the Anna Griffin door, the door dies and decorations, and so that's where that little garland came from. You see it right there, and it was perfect for this. So, you know, it draped from end to end on that top piece right there, so I like that. And I didn't put anything inside. This awning is included as a part of the embellishments, the paper embellishments in the kit. This is a sticker, and I can see that the sticker part wants to come off. And I glued it to the inside of the awning because it has like a little, maybe less than 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch, a little lip that you fold up. And I kind of just added score tape and glued it to the inside of the awning. Right here is a paper that coordinated well with, this is the Anna Griffin paper that's included in the kit. This is just a paper that I have. It's like a slate blue that matches perfectly with the blue that's on this paper that's included in the kit. So I love, love, love the way this came out. I wish Anna had given us an awning die, and even better, if she had given us a left and a right on the cart, would have been perfect. I did add some wooden skewers down here, and I just used my gold paint pen to paint them gold, and I added some glue to just kind of keep them in place. And I did punch a hole with my crocodile, I think it's crocodile. I did punch a hole so I could pass it through the wheels. I actually need to hit it with the heat gun so I can get rid of, I can see some of the glue webs on here. So I need to do that, and I did this real early in the morning so I couldn't see, but I can see now that they're on there. But that's all I did to create this, guys. So I'm going to give you an idea of how I created the arch. Depending on how wide you make your box, that's how wide this bottom portion of your awning has to be. So this is 3 inches. So this straight edge on the bottom of my awning is 3 inches. That's the way it has to be, because if the awning were wider, the sides would be more open. And even on mine, it looks a little off because I tried to curve this portion. I tried to curve it, and when I was doing that, I kind of bent these areas right here, but it still looks pretty good. So if this is 3 inches wide, this has to be 3 inches wide. But I would take off maybe about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to tell you why. Because first you're going to create it in, let's say, white cardstock. But then you're going to add paper to it, and then you're going to add a border to it, and that kind of adds bulk, and then it doesn't measure 3 inches anymore. It's wider than 3 inches because of all the layering you did. So I would take off 1/8 of an inch of whatever your measurement on your box is, the width. That's what I would do there. Now, there are things you can use to create that if you do not have an arch die the way I do, and you don't want to freehand it. And I didn't even think, guys, if I had thought, I would have gone through my stuff. But see the top of this door right there. You could use that as an awning. It's a little bit wider than what I would like it to be. Let me take it out. It's a little bit wider than what I would like it to be, but it would still work. It would still look good. I like the curved one right here. So what I would do is I would run the shadow of the door in just a small piece. I would just grab a piece of paper, and I would just cut that portion off. I wouldn't need the whole door, just enough to cover this portion. And then I would cut it down as short as I wanted to. I would probably do it, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't do it down to here. I would probably do it to about right there. That's how I would do my awning, from the top to this first line that it cuts out. And then what's good about this, you would have the shadow to cut your awning, and then you could cut it again together with the filigree work, and then you would have a beautiful layering piece to go on top of your awning. So that is one of the things that you can do. And the proportion, it would be a little wider than what I would like it to be, but it would still work. Like I said, mine is 3 inches wide, and I think that's perfect. But it could be a little wider, and it wouldn't hurt. It would still look nice. You would just have a wider flower cart. Another thing you could use, so just kind of look through your stash. I'm going to link an arch set by Spellbinders in the description box. That will be an affiliate link, which means that if you were to purchase those dies using that link, I would make a small commission. And I really appreciate it when you guys do that, because it does take me time to search for the links and put them all, do the homework for you and post them. That way, all you have to do is click on that link and you can go directly to it. I already did the homework for you. Here is another Spellbinders die that I have that also has an arch. This is not as wide as I would like it to be, but it still works. This one is less than 3 inches. I think it's like 2.5 inches. So it would be a 1/2 inch more narrow, but this would definitely work. And I will cut it out, but I would shorten it. I wouldn't do the whole length. I would shorten it to probably about 2.5 inches for the awning. But that way, all your pieces are correct. The exact same size. And after you cut that out, guys, I'm just going to have to do a tutorial, because it's kind of hard for me to explain to you guys. Unless you've already done stuff like this before, you'll understand what I'm talking about or how I figured that out. But I think this is something that requires a tutorial, at least for the awning part. Not so much a box, because most of us know how to create a box. It's the awning part that's a little difficult. And I can't give you specifics on the sizes, because that depends on what size of arch dies you have or what you're using to create the arch part. But I could give you a basic tutorial on it. So I think that's probably what I'll do. I did layer the sides of my flower cart with some wood designer paper that had gold foiling on it. So it is lined on the inside and the outer edges of it. So it looks, it's really, really pretty. For the outside, I did add dimensionals in between the, the legs and the top, the wheel, to be able to add dimension to this sticker. And then this one back here as well, I added dimension to it. But what I did, I kind of curved it. So this has a kind of semi-curved uh, round, this, you know, it's rounded to give it some shape. And then I wanted something pretty to display it on. And so I cut out, I had bought the China cabinet kit as well. I don't think I've even shared that yet. Anyway, or maybe I did because I cut it out. Yes, I did share it. So with the same blue that I did the sides of the awning, I cut the silhouette to that die. I already had cut it out in gold, this portion and this portion. But the scallop circle silhouette, I cut it in the same pattern paper as the roof on the awning, or as the awning, and also the center medallion. And look at how gorgeous. It looks gorgeous displayed on top of that. I mean, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, because I know the lighting is not that great. Can you see that? Look at how gorgeous that is. I know there's a lot of shadow here because I'm standing in front of my window, and you will get a lot of shadow. But yeah, there's a lot of shadow. Let's see. Let's eliminate some of it. But yeah, it ended up looking really, really cute. But like I said, you do have to layer. And I would actually recommend layering the sides, at least 4 times each side, besides your decorative pieces, you know, in your foil papers. I personally would cut it out 4 times, because I feel like if you're going to add something in there, this would make a beautiful treat box for someone's birthday. Instead of including a card, you send them a treat box like this filled with chocolates or whatever. I think it's gorgeous, and it would make a beautiful presentation for them to keep it on their desk if you take it to their jobs or in their craft room or wherever. This wouldn't be a card that they would fold and put away and forget about it. This would be something that they would want to display. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will see what I can do about a tutorial for the awning. That way, you guys, a lot of times a visual is better than me explaining, because sometimes I don't explain things very well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great day, and God bless. Bye.